Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys, and welcome to oneminutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the forehand, and I want to talk to you about the main difference between the forehands of professional players and the forehands of recreational players, the rest of the human race. And the difference is really significant, because if you stood a pro player and a recreational player side by side and bounced the ball in front of them, then without using any physicality or strength, the pro player's forehand will be much faster and much easier. I want to show you why that is and how you can apply the difference into your forehand today. The pro players use the racket lag far more efficiently than most recreational players. So I want to show you quickly what the racket lag is and then how you can get the great timing that the pro players all enjoy and use so efficiently. So the racket lag is as the stroke begins, the arm goes forwards and the racket lags behind and then catches up and overtakes. So without the racket lag, the forehand looks like this. And with the racket lag, the forehand looks like this. So the hand goes forwards, the racket goes back, and then accelerates through and makes more power. Now, achieving the racket lag is not so difficult. But what happens to most recreational players is that they try the racket lag, they use it, it doesn't make any difference, and so they stop using it. It's pretty reasonable. If it's not making any difference, then why use it? But that's because of timing, because the racket lag needs to be as big and as small as possible. It needs to be the largest movement that you can make in the smallest duration of time. Roger Federer typically made the racket lag when the ball was about 1 meter away from contact. So he's in a neutral position here, and only when the ball is right upon him did he let the racket lag behind, and then it snaps through, greater acceleration, power, etc. And if the racket lag has to be so late, then we're not going to do this consciously. It becomes a feeling. Now, the pro players have learnt this motion because they all do it. The pro players have learnt this motion by endless repetition from a very early age. And we can't do that. It's too late. The opportunity's gone. But here's a great way of getting the feeling of the racket lag. What I suggest that you do is place the racket in the net on the top hole. And now what I'm going to do is I'm hitting the forehand in that direction, and I'm just going to imagine that the racket is free. It's not held by the net. And I'm just going to push forwards, and the racket goes behind. Again, I go forwards, and the racket goes behind. Forwards. And now I'm going to swap between this movement and making the stroke with the racket just above the net. So I have the feeling of this, and now I have the feeling of this. And now I have the feeling with the racket constricted by the net, or restrained. And now, without restraint, I reproduce the same feeling. I repeat this several times, doesn't need to be hundreds, but maybe 8, 9, 10 times. And then we go on to the third progression, which is to have the feeling of the restricted racket, and then to swing above the net with the non-restricted racket, and then to make a shadow stroke away from the net, really trying to feel the lag of the racket, and then bouncing the ball and feeling the stroke, and bouncing the ball and feeling the stroke. By restraining the racket this way, then you get the exact feel of the timing that the pro players have when they're making their forehand. And then when you have the feel of it, then it's easy to reproduce. And this really will add energy, speed, and easy power into your forehand. I'd love to know what you think of this or any other of our ideas. You know we love your feedback, and we try to reply to every single comment. If you want to practice this or any other of our ideas, have a look at our partners playyourcourt.com. They find players of your level in your local area, or they send professional tennis coaches for you to practice with on your local court. It's a great service. The information on their membership with a discount is in the comment section below. But to energize your forehand, to get the timing of the racket lag, to feel the easy power of the pro players, then remember, go through this progression of restrict the racket with the net, get the feel, and then reproduce the restricted feel without the net, and then self-feed and reproduce that free-flowing racket lag with the perfect timing of the pros, and you will have a faster, easier, and better forehand today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.